Hey guys, Dan Lorenz here, and in this video, I'm going to tell you how to secure 6 months of free loan payments for your business through the federal government. Okay guys, if you don't know this already, I help individuals and investors create generational wealth, freedom, and a life they love through leadership and business ownership. How do I do that? Mostly through franchising. As an entrepreneur myself and a veteran of the U.S. Army for about 20 years, I have a little bit of experience in this realm. But the thing that fundamentally changed my life is franchising and how I was able to take the business in a box concept with strong franchisors and elevate my earning potential. So here's how I can help you. Usually, when I work with candidates, one of the first things that comes up is how am I going to fund my new business? And so I've known for about a couple of months since the Kerrs Act was about to get passed, and since it has been passed, that there was an opportunity for brand new business owners to come in and get 6 months of their principal and their interest paid for by the SBA. So one way that I usually do this is when I advise candidates on what kinds of franchises are out there that are going to fit everything they want in a business and what they don't, we try to look for recession, natural disaster, and now pandemic resilient businesses. They're out there, a lot of them. Okay. So a lot of them are about 200 to 150K or less. The best part is that if we look at this SBA.gov website here, this new initiative after the CARES Act. Now, we're not talking PPP. We're not talking the EIDL. This is something totally different. Okay. It also goes to 7A, 504, and microloans. So, what that means is that microloan is almost like or similar to an SBA Express loan, which is 150K or less. Okay. It's non collateralized. That's huge. You're not putting liens on your homes, credit cards, none of that stuff. It's non collateralized, 150 grand or less. So, if you were to start a business and you were to get funded by September 27th of 2020, okay, September 27th of 2020, they're going to pay the first 6 months of your SBA payments and interest. Okay, guys. So, what does that really mean for us? Okay, well, what does the process look like when I'm working with Dan Lorenz on how to find my perfect side hustle, my job, um, transitioning from the military, or if I got laid off from corporate America? What does that look like? Well, we're looking at a 4 week to a 4 month process, as I said. I work with over 200 franchise brands. There's over 4,000 out there, but I kind of have an inside scoop on the 200. I know which ones are strong, I know which ones are weaker, and I know which ones are going to get you to your specific goals. That's the key. We don't want to look at what the herd's doing. We want to look at what you are capable of achieving and which business can support you in those goals. Which franchisor is going to be your partner? So we know right now that we have until September 27th, okay, to fully fund that loan for the business that we select. That means that if I look at this day calculator, today's May 11th, we have 140 days. 140 days is slightly over 4 months. We're talking 4 months and 17 days, okay? I just told you that it's 4 weeks to a 4 month process. By the time I introduce concepts to you, we start talking, I introduce concepts to you, and you start doing that research. So that time is already shrinking. Okay, you're running up against the deadline. However, if we were to go ahead and say eliminate weekends and holidays, that only comes to 97 working days. We know bankers don't like working on weekends and holidays. Okay, a lot of franchisees don't because that's why they got into. That's why they left corporate America. They didn't want to work on weekends. Okay, so here we are. We're down to 97 days, guys. Slightly over 3 months. All right. So that means we have to have our conversations. We have to have our consults. I got to build that model for you, and then we got to start basically investigating franchisors that fit with everything you want in a business and nothing that you don't in a compact time frame. Moreover, we have to start the process of funding. Okay, so if you've got a 680 credit score or better, less than $15,000 in credit card debt, 10% to put down on an SBA Express loan, so 150K loan, 10%, it's about 15 grand. Okay, if you have those three criteria and you've never declared bankruptcy, man, this is going to be about as easy as it gets. And as easy as it gets turns into a 45 to 60 day process. Okay. So Now you're looking at 2 months, and then hopefully, if that goes as planned, we still got 37 days to get this loan funded before the SBA says no more. We're not going to pay your first 6 months. So if you miss that by one day on the 28th, you're screwed out of a ton of money. Okay. We don't want that to happen, because those 6 months are not only going to give you cash back, but it is going to prolong your ramp time. Okay. Not having just one more expense on your balance sheet, right? Like not having to pay that SBA loan for the first 6 months that you're open is going to be incredible. Let's think about this one step further. Usually, when you close a loan, like if you were to buy a house or a car, they usually give you 30 to 60 days where you don't even have to make your first payment. So now we're applying for the loan. Let's just say we have a 60-day window before we would even have to make our first payment. So that's 2 months. And then the SBA is going to come in and they're going to pay our first 6 payments. So 60 days later, they start paying. That's 8 months of ramp time. That is incredible. I was telling you guys, you buy fear, you sell greed, just like Warren Buffett says. And now is one of the best times to start a business. How does this affect people that are already in business? This is the second way. So if we come back, if you already have an SBA loan, which I do for one of my franchises, I am also eligible for 6 months of SBA payments. Now, there's two things we got to think of: those that are not on deferment and currently on deferment. So when the coronavirus impact happened, a lot of the lenders and stuff, they started offering deferment plans. Okay, I signed on for a 60-day deferment, so that's May and June. That means I'm going to have to pay my SBA loan on July 1st. But now I'm not going to have to pay my SBA loan until January, because the government's going to take over 6 months of my payments. So that was 8 months for me as well, that I didn't have to make payments during this coronavirus crisis and after. That's huge. Now, if you're currently on a deferment, once your deferment is over, that's when the SBA picks up the 6 months. If you're not, it should have been your first payment after March 27th. So I would encourage you to go check your lending statement for your SBA loan through your lender and see if they withdrew money on April 1st or May 1st. And if they have, you need to contact your lender, which is what I did this weekend, because I still haven't heard anything about this. So I wrote them, I copy and pasted this entire paragraph. I gave them the link and I said, listen, I'm on an SBA loan. What's going on, guys? Because I'm on deferment right now. I need to know how to project my cash flow once we start getting back in and easing into the new normal. And they responded right away, luckily. And they said, yeah, we just got that information. We'll get back to you on Monday. They haven't yet, but I know they will. They've been solid. But the point of that story is, do not sit back and wait for people to give you money. Just because this program is out here, you got to get on your bankers, make sure you have your ducks in a row, and secure that funding. Now, if you're going to start a business, go to my website, www.synergix.com. Okay. I want to help you out. There is some groundbreaking opportunity out there. And I work anywhere in the country and some places overseas. Other than that, you can find me on Instagram and LinkedIn at the Dan Lorenz. Shoot me a message. Please subscribe to this video if you found it helpful. Visit my website for more information. I also have some resources on there. And I look forward to working with you. Keep moving forward.